declare this congregation for the conferment of degrees open. Would you please be seated? I now call upon the Chairman of the Council, Sir Nicholas Honorary.
Well, good afternoon, everyone. As Chairman of the governing body here at Queen Mary, it's my very great pleasure to start today's ceremony by welcoming you most warmly and by saying that I hope you have a wonderful day with us. That hope goes beyond the usual welcoming formula. Graduation days should be a memorable occasion in the fullest sense of that word. Something that both youth graduates and the family and friends with us today look back on as a genuinely high spot. Graduating from Queen Mary University of London marks a real achievement, and not only for those actually doing so, but also for the families and friends whose support and often genuine sacrifice have made it possible. So the first thing to say after welcoming you is congratulations to everyone in this great hall. I know from talking to families at ceremonies over the years that for many of you this may be the first graduation that you have attended, and that your daughter or son may be the first in your family to have gone to university. And that makes today extra special, because all traditions have to start somewhere, and blazing the trail of higher education in your family can in itself mark the start of a new tradition. That's something especially important to us at Queen Mary, because we pride ourselves on making a top-class university education available to those who can benefit from it, regardless of background. And we make particular efforts to ensure that people who need a bit of extra help to make that education possible get it. The sheer diversity of our students in terms of background and of the range of cultures and nationalities is a particular strength of this university, almost certainly unrivaled anywhere else in the Russell Group of top research universities of which we are a member. You can read about our history in the booklet that we've got for today's ceremony, and I hope you'll do so because it really is an interesting one. You'll see from it that bringing education where it is needed and can genuinely benefit people has been a constant theme at Queen Mary ever since the time of our foundation as an act of Victorian philanthropy in the 19th century. That forms the basis of our values, which underpin everything that I've been talking about. Accessibility, diversity, openness, and genuine liberality, coupled with a strong and continuing commitment to our local communities here in the East End of London, are hallmarks of what Queen Mary stands for. I built on those values because I wanted to give you, the graduates, and more particularly your families and friends, a feel for what we are, for what lies below the surface of what is, by any standards, a first-rate university. Because that is a key part of what takes us beyond being first-rate to being truly special. But so too, of course, does the scholarship, which is the lifeblood of any university, and which you, as our graduates coming from the School of Engineering and Material Science, will have seen at first hand from the women and men who have taught you. I take great pride in the frequency with which Queen Mary academics are quoted in the press and seen on television as the authorities on virtually everything, from the Constitution to cancer research, from fruit flies to film. And this is genuinely no more than the tip of the iceberg. For every Queen Mary academic that you see on your screens, there are many more producing original work of comparable impact, and just as importantly, passing on their knowledge to the students working with them. I've talked about principle a lot, but it is, of course, the students who bring a university to life and give it its character. So we have a lot to thank you, the graduates, for the liveliness that you've brought to us, for the challenges which your presence has made us rise to, and for the stimulation which young minds bring to older ones. I hope that for your part, you will look back on your time at Queen Mary as something of a golden age, of fun, friendship, coupled with the satisfaction of being stretched and of having your eyes opened by women and men who are real leaders in their subjects. As you graduate today, you become not only our graduates, but also our alumni. And I do want to say something about that. In the ever more competitive world in which we operate, universities rely increasingly on their alumni, and I do hope that we shall be able to do so on you. I'm not just talking in narrow terms of financial support, but about the vital further role which you can fulfill as people who have direct experience of Queen Mary, but also as your careers advance of the world outside the university. We need you to help us increase awareness of this exceptional place and what it has to offer, and to help us also by being ready to provide advice and mentoring to your successors as students in the worlds in which you will be figures of growing stature, and by enabling us to make use of the knowledge and influence which, again, increasingly you will gain in those worlds. I must comment on just one thing that's special about today, in addition to what I've talked about, and indeed about all this summer's ceremonies. For the first time, we are awarding Queen Mary degrees, not just those of the University of London. And those who are receiving our degrees are pioneers in wearing the specially designed academic dress. I have to confess that when I look and see you all milling around outside the Queen's building and preening like peacocks, I do feel a certain swelling of pride. And that's in no small part because the significance of this goes beyond the purely sartorial. The fact that people are keen to receive Queen Mary degrees is itself further evidence of how widely we are recognised as a world-class institution whose own degrees are given the weight that that merits. So, graduates, I congratulate you on graduating and on looking so splendid in the new academic dress, and I thank you for all that you have brought to Queen Mary during your time with us. The real world of work beyond the university now awaits you, and I wish you all possible success in it, whatever your chosen path. We shall like to think that we have contributed something to that success, and hope that you will think back as fondly of us as we shall of you. But for now then, graduates, family and friends, just concentrate on having a terrific day. You certainly deserve it.
May I begin by adding my welcome to you all to this graduation ceremony for the School of Engineering and Materials Science. And I begin also by congratulating all those graduating today. You have built a sound foundation for future success and for future contributions to society. And graduates, you have, I believe, good reason to be both proud of your achievements in earning your degree and proud of the university from which you graduated. Building on the contributions and achievements of staff and students over a number of years, Queen Mary has made highly visible advances in stature in recent times. 2 years ago, we were invited to join the Rossum Group, a collection of research-intensive universities widely regarded as the UK's elite. More recently, the Times Higher Education Survey of World Universities placed us at number 114 in international rankings, remarkably close to the 115th place which had been established in an earlier unrelated survey. Now, bearing in mind the many thousands of universities there are in the world, a position just outside the top 100 should be a source of great satisfaction and pride to us all. And this reminds us also of the importance of universities as international institutions, drawing, as we do, students and staff from all over the world, and engaging, as we do, in close collaborations in both teaching and research with other universities across the globe. Yet another set of league tables will no doubt be generated by the 2014 UK Research Excellence Framework process, the outcome of which will be announced late in this calendar year. The submission that Queen Mary has made to this exercise, following a vast amount of preparatory work, is, I believe, of extremely high quality. But the outcome is influenced by a number of factors, some logical and some less so. The stature and the impact of our research are important, not least to all our students who recognise their status as personal discoverers and who value their proximity to an engagement with frontline research. Yet more important than any ranking or any label is a self-assessment of our purpose, our worth and our values. As part of a recent exercise to establish a refreshed strategy for Queen Mary, we discussed as a community what it was that made this institution unusual or even unique. The description that emerged used adjectives such as diverse and inclusive, cooperative and collegial, innovative and creative. And so we have now defined anew our fundamental purpose to be dedicated to the public good, pursuing the creation and dissemination of knowledge to the highest international standards, and thereby transforming wider society and the lives of our students and staff. Notice that we aim to benefit both individuals and society at large. Too often, in my view, prospective university students are told that they should attend university solely to increase their chances of better and more highly paid jobs. And of course that's important, but I hope that your time at Queen Mary has helped you to do much more than simply increase your earning power. And that crucially you now feel able to contribute more substantially to UK society or to the society to which you return. And if we succeed as a university in meeting these objectives, we will be doing no more than remaining true to our founding principles. One of the forerunners of the modern Queen Mary University of London, based on this side of Mile End, was the People's Palace, founded in Victorian times to provide education and constructive entertainment to the underprivileged population of East London. Our other forebears include Westfield College, founded to provide higher education for women at a time when that was not commonplace. Our present medical and dental school owes its origins both to the ancient St. Bartholomew's Hospital and to the first medical college in England at the London Hospital. We do well, I believe, to recall these origins and recommit to our core values, even as we face an expanded higher education sector in England where not all new entrants may be bound by the same commitment to the public good. So I hope that as you graduate, you take with you an adherence to personal values equivalent to those that guide your university.
That's on screen now.
I hope you also take with you an appetite and an aptitude for innovation and entrepreneurship, just as your university needs now to show those same qualities as we face a challenging environment. There's good reason to suppose that you will, judging by the increasing successes of our students and recent graduates in these areas. As one example, Emily Yates, an English literature graduate and Paralympic Games maker, this year won Top Young Social Entrepreneur in the Unlimited Lifted Awards for her work in creating a travel guide for this summer's Commonwealth Games in Glasgow for those with lesser mobility. And in demonstrating innovation, whether commercial or social, our students are following the lead of our academics, who, for example, set up spin-out companies, such as Appletech, or Actual Experience Limited, an award-winning company recently established from the School of Electronic Engineering and Computer Science. And both students and staff have contributed as social entrepreneurs to the work of Citizens UK, building on this university's commitment to the London living wage. So I'm delighted that the student enterprise culture at Queen Mary is not only thriving, but rapidly expanding. Activities such as these also give a hint as to why a research environment is so important to the most talented students, such as those we have the privilege to welcome to this university. To be taught by those who are creating the state-of-the-art in their own fields is itself inspiring. To become involved in research directly is doubly so, and we look to expand further on such opportunities at both undergraduate and postgraduate level, crucially in close collaboration and support of the Students' Union. You may also take inspiration from specific individuals, such as Sir William Christell, to whom this afternoon we award the Fellowship of Queen Mary. We shall hear the details of Sir William's many contributions and achievements in a few moments. So as you graduate, I hope that your sense of pride in your own achievements will be matched by your pride in the institution from which you graduate, and that this will continue as you observe our future progress, not as disinterested observers, but as graduates and alumni connected to the Queen Mary community. The advocates, if you will, of Queen Mary, University of London, but the advocates also of universities as institutions serving both individuals and wider society. Once again, many congratulations. I now call upon Professor Mike Curtis to present Sir William Castell, LVO, for admission as a Fellow of Queen Mary.
Chairman, Principal, ladies and gentlemen, I present Sir William Castell. Bill is truly a remarkable person who has made a major contribution to innovation in biomedical research. Be it as a captain of industry, in his role of Chief Executive of Amersham plc or Vice Chair of General Electric, or as Chair of one of the world's largest biomedical research charities, the Wellcome Trust, he has tirelessly supported healthcare innovation. Such is his passion for innovation that when Queen Mary faculty visited Bill in his office at the Wellcome Trust, he enthusiastically invited them in whilst he had ultrasound of his liver with a novel solar-powered device that satellite transfers images from remote parts of the world to clinicians who can then bring 21st century medicine to diagnosis in the most inaccessible places. Bill started his career at the Wellcome Foundation, initially as an industrial trainee, moving during the course of a 20-year career from marketing into finance and research and development. In 1980, Bill moved to Wellcome's principal research site at Beckenham and set out to improve Wellcome's biological investments. It was there that he met the Nobel laureate, Sir John Vane, who subsequently founded the William Harvey Research Institute as part of our School of Medicine and Dentistry. When Bill became the first John Vane lecturer at the William Harvey in 2004, he impressed Queen Mary faculty with the energy he had applied to researching into the history of our institution. He has continued to support Queen Mary, most recently in establishing our new Heart Centre at Charterhouse Square, participating in training our future leaders, and advising us in our new life sciences strategy. He will undoubtedly continue to be a real champion of innovation in healthcare. His vision and leadership have significantly contributed to the success of Amersham and subsequently GE Healthcare and the Wellcome Trust. It's his passion and his enthusiasm, alongside an inherent ability to identify a winning scientific concept, that makes Sir Bill Castell, LVO, a most worthy honorary fellow of Queen Mary, University of London. Chairman, Principal, ladies and gentlemen, I present Sir William Castell.
Bill Castell, I admit you as an honorary fellow of the college.
Chairman, ladies and gentlemen, we now come to confirmative degrees. I admit to their degree all graduates present here this afternoon. I invite Dr. Adrian Briggs from the School of Engineering and Material Science to present graduates from that school in the Faculty of Science and Engineering.
Principal, I call upon Professor David Lee, Head of the School of Engineering and Materials Science, to assist in the conferment of degrees on graduates from the school. For the degree of Bachelor of Science intercalated with honours, with first class honours, Sarah Elizabeth Briggs. Hyder. With first class honours, Farhan Abdul Wahed Ibrahim. Mohammed Arshaf Imtiaz. With first class honours, Rizwan Inayat. Brendan Philip Innes. With first class honours, Nada Abdallah Isa. With first class honours, Dumitu Jobson. Abdul Karim. With first class honours, Vinod Katka. Henna Kior A. Alua Faseo Caroline Olabisi. Ashik Sonny Umen. Junior Apara. With first class honours, Sutopa Paul. With first class honours, Joshua Anthony Paulinus. Anson Pearson. Michael Stephen Preston. With first class honours and recipient of the Draper's Company Prize and the IMEP Project Certificate for Medical Engineering, Prathipan Radhakrishnan. With first class honours and recipient of the Draper's Company Prize, Rahul Raj Rajendran Pillai. With first class honours, Soran Ranjbar Demi. With first class honours, Christian Stewart Rue. Wakas Salim. Gurbash Singh Sandhu. Asad Shahid. With first class honours, Rhea Mahmood Shamsa. Aki Shimamoto. With first class honours, Ibukon Shorinwa. Prashant Kumar Shrestha.